You will actually see the tornado.
You can see how big the tornado is, and it's, as you said before, Roger, it's reminiscent of last year's tornado in Heston because it is so wide and produces smaller tornadoes. And our photographer, as he heads down Central,
here you get a good view of it.
Yeah, getting a better videotape. That's in a field, but as we know, it left the field and went right through Andover, especially near Central and Andover Road, where we saw the damage, and we will see the damage later on in this videotape. We know.
You can see the debris revolving around the funnel. It's just amazing. That's debris which was probably picked up miles before. It tends to take it for miles, and who knows what parts of houses or buildings.
If you can look closely, see
that
debris? That could have been picked up, as Roger said, in southeast Wichita, McConnell Air Force Base area, the Hayesville area. We know the storm caused extensive damage in the Hayesville area and McConnell Air Force Base area also. Who knows where that debris could end up? Because right now it's going through a field, so obviously that debris is from buildings of 5 minutes past, at least. There you see the hail starting to. And as Merrill said, the hail usually precedes the tornado. He's back in the car now.
Here we are along Central. You may recognize some of these large homes out there around the Crestview area and to the east of there. And the storm here, the tornado south of Central, moving to the northeast at this point. These pictures shot, I'm going to guess, about 25 to 30 minutes ago, maybe.
Yeah. About 7 o'clock, maybe.
As far as the worst damage we've heard of has been at McConnell Air Force Base, and also at, I believe it was Greenwich and Pawnee, where some 40 homes were apparently just leveled. Again, we have had words of injuries. Obviously, emergency crews are working. No confirmed reports of any deaths right now. We are waiting to get updates on some of those reports.
This is the storm as it passed through Andover, but before it got to Andover, we should recap. It didn't really hit Derby, but it started forming around that area. And the first place that we know of that did extensive damage was near McConnell Air Force Base. And as you just heard Bob say, extensive damage there, too numerous. Also, major damage in Hayesville.
This is the turnpike we just went under there, and we are told that right there where we drove by, an 18-wheeler is overturned, a semi-trailer truck on the turnpike by Andover.
Apparently, a lot of people, as Bob said, may have been caught off guard because a lot of people, well, it was during rush hour.
That's right.
And especially on a Friday during rush hour, and a lot of people were still in their cars. Through Hayesville, along Harry and Webb, heavy damage, and then on into Andover, and the heaviest damage in Andover at Central and Andover. We're also very, very concerned about a report of a trailer park hit by this very tornado on hydraulic. And the woman we spoke with on the phone said there was such heavy damage at the trailer park. And as you know, a tornado like this, as you're seeing right now, going through a trailer park, you can imagine the devastation there. And in a trailer park, unless there's an underground cellar or shelter in that tornado park, that's the sad and horrible part about it, is that there's no place to take cover. And we just have to, we haven't gotten any reports of injuries yet. We know that there have to be injuries in this trailer park near hydraulic, but no reports yet. Of course, we'll pass those along to you as soon as we get them.
Here's some important information. You may want to write this down if you have gotten damage where you live. Perhaps you are no longer able to live there, or if you know of someone who needs help, an emergency shelter has been set up for those with damaged homes at White Elementary School. That is at 5148 South Kansas. That's 1 block east of Hydraulic on Kansas. They have water, telephones, and they're hoping to get electricity set up soon. So sort of an emergency center there at White Elementary School. Again, 5148 South Kansas in Wichita, for those who have lost their homes or their homes have been damaged by the tornado you're looking at right now.
Obviously, there's going to be a lot of power outages. We know the whole town of Benton is without power at this point, though. That's the only report we have of a whole town being out of power, but obviously there's scattered power outages, or not so scattered. Surmise there are probably some minor injuries, but we don't know yet. As I said before, the trailer park, all we know from a caller is it was a trailer park on hydraulic, sustained heavy damage, and we know heavy damage to homes near McConnell Air Force Base and McConnell Air Force Base. And businesses in Andover, as we've seen this with our own eyes on videotape, extensive damage. The Central and Andover area, a shopping center, heavily damaged, along with the service stations and so forth, right around by the tornado you're seeing right now. Again, the Sheriff's Department, unfortunately, we have to report this again. The Sheriff's Department has just called us and asked us to have people, to tell people to stay away from Hydraulic on Broadway and also out of the way of McConnell Air Force Base. Apparently, more sightseers are headed to that area. And the Sheriff's Department has asked us to tell you folks, if you're a sightseer, please stay out. Even if you have a relative, at least wait for a while so the emergency vehicles can get through to help your relative or loved one or a friend in that area, because the sightseers are hampering emergency crews from getting, again, traffic lights out.